Lisa. I'm here today with a single photo that my stepdaughter took when she was babysitting her nephew and her niece. And I did this page in a video the other day with the little girl, and I used the Mon Ami papers from Basic Gray. So I'd like to kind of tie this together, since chances are these two pages will be together in her album. The colors are very similar, but I wanted to really play up the red. Here, that's Dylan's favorite color, and little boy's wearing blue. So I have these papers from Cartabella, which is part of a birthday collection. And I thought they worked really, really well. And I've got some green cardstock for a background, because I'm going to take these and cut them into strips and kind of go around this green background. What I'm trying to show in the middle is how peaceful it is and how quiet it got, or at least it seems that way to me. I don't have to have been there to have a pretty good idea what the two little fellows are doing. And I'm guessing they are mesmerized by the TV. And I have these pieces of chipboard. This is from Pink Paisley. And they have all kinds of different pieces of furniture. There are a couple of TVs in there. I really like this one, since I'm doing the angled kind of look with these papers. However, I sort of had my heart set on using this particular one on another page. So I think I'm just going to do this smaller TV and then build it up with some other embellishments around it in a circle. So we'll be working with that, and I have a few other embellishments already pulled out. I know I want to use some of the Mon Ami, so I'll probably do some of these 6x6 for the circles. Back here there's like this red is really good, and there was a blue there, so I've got some options, so I'll pick through those. I was looking at the stickers. The only one that kind of really jumps out at me is that I love when this happens, and I can see that that would be a good caption for this, because when everything gets kind of quiet after a busy day. These papers also have a stripe that matches perfectly in the colors, so I may work some of that in, but it's certainly going to go well in any case with this other page. Starting with some misting in the middle, I decided on the Heidi Swap Mint Color Mist. Just trying to go for right in the center. I'll let that dry, and I'm just going to double check to make sure it's dry. I've gone ahead and cut my paper into strips, and these are going to go kind of at angles on the sides, with some over and some under, and the excess will end up getting trimmed off. Kind of a fun look for a boy page. For these circles, I want some Mon Ami papers. Decided on that red with a little bit of white instead of being quite so much contrast to it. And this navy solid is a perfect color. I just have to trim my photo down slightly for that. I have an Amy Tangerine chipboard piece there, and I also have these stars. I've decided, I think, on the round chipboard piece, I think it just looks better up there than that star kind of blended too much with the photo. Now the little TV, I've worked with these Prima pieces before, and I found that they work best if you color them kind of lightly. So I went over it with a marker, and that part went okay. And then I started having some trouble, because I wanted to color in the screen of the TV in gray. And you'll see what happens when I start to do this. I didn't test my color. I'm sorry, my head's in the way. It's really dark. So then I thought, okay, well, it's water-based. I'll just add some water to it. Well, it had already soaked in. So that didn't work. So then I had to come up with a different plan, and I ended up using the marker to go around. There's little indentions in this chipboard where the kind of the lines were supposed to be. So I went around the outside edge with the gray, and then I'm going to need to fill in the center with another color. And I'm trying some other markers here, and what I ended up having to do was to go to paint, because I just didn't have anything light enough. So I have some distressed paint and weathered wood, and I'm going to put a little water in it. Now this looks better in real life than it looks on the screen. It's kind of sloppy looking right now, but it does get better, and I do go over the outside edge with that gray marker again. and you'll see the finished one here at the end of the video. But I've had mixed success with these chipboard pieces. Some of them I did a layout I haven't posted yet that looked great, and then some of them were kind of like this where I had a little more trouble with them. This piece I'm doing in some Midnight Muse ink from Stampin' Up, which is a very juicy ink pad, and I got quite a bit of that on my hands. I wasn't having a very good day here getting ink and stuff all over the place, but it came out nicely in the end. I just probably needed to have gone and washed my hands sooner. I wiped them off, and going ahead and cutting my circles using the Creative Memory circle cutters. You could use punches or die cut or Cricut or whatever you wanted to use. Alright, starting to lay these out, and I know that blue piece, I want something in the middle, and I looked at some stamps, and I also have some stickers of one that says you and me and one that says cute. I decided to go with the you and me one, kind of like that, and then I have another sticker there that I mentioned earlier that I wanted to use. I also liked that arrow, the good stuff. I was originally going to use a two-piece paperclip arrow, but I really kind of liked that sticker one because I thought I'd need a little more up there in the upper right hand corner, and it really went well. Just a little bit of gray ink around the edges to distress the pieces. Okay, the outside edges of everything are glued down, and I'm moving that photo over as far to the left as I can and still fit my sticker in there. And it's been matted now on the navy designer paper. These Amy Tangerine chipboard pieces do have sticky on the back, but they didn't turn out to be sticky enough. I had to go back and add some glue later on to that. Like a lot of chipboard, it needs a little extra help. Alright, it's about time for some letters here. And I'm going to go ahead and leave, these are mistable letters, but I'm going to go ahead and leave them white. And it's going to say Dylan's Shadow. Because that's sort of what, a 2-year-old is to a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. He's following him around like a little shadow. The journaling was supposed to go under the title, but I felt like I had a lot of room over there to the right, and I have some journaling cards that go with this collection from Basic Gray. So I'm cutting out a couple of these to see which ones I would like to use. The red one looked really good, but it's a lot of red, so I ended up using the one with the green and yellow stripe up at the top, and then my stepdaughter will have some room to put in whatever she wants to say. So I'm just trimming this up off screen, adding a little bit of distress ink, and I'll tuck that in place. And then go ahead and put the glue the letters back on top of it. I also, when I originally put all the strips on the side, I just glued them in the middle so I could do my over-under overlapping, and then I added a little bit more glue to them. I have some pop drops from October Afternoon. I have stars and I have circles. I decided to go ahead and use the stars. 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom, and I think that was all of my stars that are left in this little collection. The only thing that looked a little empty to me was the journaling block, so I added an October Afternoon sticker and paper clipped that on just for the appearance. And now we have our page completed. So we'll take a look at the sketch, following it pretty closely with the two embellishment blocks up in the upper left corner. I just put a little bit larger arrow there, matted the photo, and then I moved the journaling. So here's the page. I'll show you some close-ups, and then I'll also show you a comparison to the first layout, the one with the little girl on it, that will also be in her album. So thank you so much for watching today, and I always love to get your comments and feedback whenever you have them. I love the questions and things that you guys give me. That is very motivating. Here are the two layouts side by side with a lot of the same kinds of colors. I have pink on hers and a little more blue and red on the boy page, but again, some of those same Mon Ami papers in the same colors. And then the circles kind of keep some continuity between the two pages as well.